Here with my man A.K.O.Y.E, eh?
What's up, man?
What's good with you?
Good. What's up with you?
Slow motion, man. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
All right, so we in Jersey with it today.
Yeah. It's been eventful, man.
Yo,
A lot of
everybody,
shit going on.
bro, everybody thinks that every gym that I go to is in Philly. So when they see me talking to somebody in the
we
gym,
in Jersey. We in Jersey.
they don't. I don't think that they understand the differences in backgrounds yet.
Oh
but
yeah. No, they probably think this 365. Yeah, but no, we in Jersey.
I used to be in this gym like a lot. I used to be in this gym like damn near
Yeah, you
like
put
twice
me
a
on
week.
this spot. This is my little ducky gym. I come here when I don't want to be around about.
All right, big fight this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Got Devin Haney looking to get his third division.
Yeah.
Got Brian Norman looking to add a top name to his resume.
Yeah.
And of course, you got the dads. They doing they back and forth, doing they 1-2.
Yeah.
How you feeling about it?
I mean, I, in the beginning, I was looking at it like it was a 50-50 fight, to be honest, right? But I'll study fights if I think it's an interesting fight. I'll study their previous fights, and when I study and I look at both of them, both Norman and Haney, and I look at their wins and the most impressive wins, namely Haney's impressive win against Prograde, right? Prograde is an explosive, flat-footed southpaw. Norman is an explosive, flat-footed, conventional fighter. You know what I'm saying? To me, Norman's a bigger Prograde, meaning a guy that's right there to be hit. He needs you to be right in front of him for him to be dangerous. He's not a guy that can move around very well. Still game, still dangerous, tough, and all that. But I think his style is better suited for guys that are gonna be standing right there to be hit. Now, does that mean he can't catch Haney in an exchange? If Haney hasn't cleaned up some of his stuff with it, like, you know, how he pulls his right hand down when he throws his jab, you can counter with left hook, stuff like that off of that. So it's not like Norman doesn't have a shot or have opportunities, but I look at Norman as a conventional Prograde. You know, no disrespect to Prograde or Norman. I just think he's a flat-footed guy that's suited better as far as name for Haney than it is as far as risk. I don't think Haney's in as much risk as people thought after watching both of them fight, because I think Haney's jab is going to tell the story for the first 4 or 5 rounds until Norman starts to time that. Now, if he starts timing it and he's not like buttered up by that time or peppered up by that time, then maybe he could start coming back in that fight. But I think that Haney is going to control it early with the jab and then start making Norman a little bit desperate and reach a little bit more in the second half of the fight, where he has opportunities, Haney that is, to hurt Norman the way he did Prograde. So it's going to depend on, whether Norman can adjust and show us a different part of his game. Like, if he can move laterally and move around on his feet, take angles, things like that, is yet to be seen. So if he does it this fight, I'll be, pleasantly surprised. But I don't think it's in his wheelhouse. I think Norman is who we think he is, which is a good pressure pocket fighter he fights like a Mexican with good reflexes, except for he's conventional. You know what I mean? Whereas Spence fights like a Mexican with good reflexes, and he's a southpaw. I think he's another Spence cloth type of guy, which is good. Like, I'm not comparing him to nobody trash. I don't think Norman's a bad fighter at all. I just think that his style is suited for Haney, who's looking to move around a little bit more now. Like his last fight, Haney was moving a little bit too much. But I think if he just brings it into a balance between who he used to be, standing and, taking angles, throwing his jab, standing behind his shield, and what he's now trying to be with Shane Mosley, or when he had Shane Mosley in his camp last camp.
Now he's with Mickey Beck. He's back with Mickey Beck.
Yeah, he was moving too much with Shane. So I think he needs to be somewhere in the middle. He needs good movement early in the fight, but you don't need to look like you're running. You know what I mean? So I think Haney, if he gets that synergy between the two, will easily outpoint Norman. I don't want to say he'll knock him out, but he's going to hurt him in the first 4 or 5 rounds if Norman doesn't adjust quick. And I don't think Norman is the type of guy that adjusts on the fly. I think Norman is who you think he is. But he has a chance. I know I've been speaking on Haney for the most part, but if he's punching in between shots, we already seen that's what he's going to try to do, because that's Haney's kryptonite. That's what's been happening to Haney. When you look at Linares when he caught him, when you look at Garcia when he caught him, when guys catch him, it's in between his shots. If Haney's expecting it, he got good enough defense when he's waiting for you. But if you catch him in between shots, he going, you got opportunities. Especially, as I said, his biggest flaw in his film is every time he throws his jab, he don't keep his right hand home when he throws his jab. When he throws his jab, he pulled his right hand down, and that's a rookie mistake. But If he's still doing that, he's gonna get caught with the same thing Ryan Garcia caught him with, and Norman's gonna come in throwing left hooks crazy because of that. So we'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be a good fight, but I think it's tilted in Haney's favor because of Norman's style.
Now, Norman opened up as the favorite. Are you surprised?
I mean, it is. I mean, I think they made him the favorite because he's a natural 147 pounder. And they going by the old adage of good big man beats good little man, so to speak. But nah, I don't think. I think it's a mistake to make Norman the favorite in this fight. But now that I know he is the favorite, I might make me some money this weekend. Yeah, man. That's good news.
All right, so we've seen videos of Dad working out.
Yeah.
Looks to be settling into 147 pounds. I know the last fight was at a catchweight.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel like Dev has left a lot on the scale in the past two divisions.
Mm-hmm.
They felt like he was always a 147 pounder, but he had the ability to melt himself down to 135. And that's when you've seen the lack of power at those weights. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that he's feather-fisted. I'm just saying that I've heard stories about Dev putting shit down in the gym, but then when you see him in a fight, he doesn't seem to have that kind of zip explosiveness. And one can only believe, okay, you leaving a lot.
I can agree with that. Even if you can make the weight consistently, that doesn't mean you're making the weight with everything you have. Like I said, my son competes in jiu-jitsu, and he was competing at 200 pounds, right? And winning, against guys that was 6'2", 6'3". He only 5'9", you know what I mean? 5'8". When I got him to melt himself down to his natural weight, he looked a lot better, but it worked in reverse for him. Going down made him better because he's fighting guys his natural size. When you look at Eubanks, that fight over the weekend, Eubanks at 60, even though he's been at 60 for a while, he didn't look right. He looked drained. You know what I mean? He didn't have the sharpness to him. So going up in weight for Eubanks might be natural at this point. I haven't seen Haney look starched per se. So I can't say that the weight was killing him, but only he knows that. You know what I mean?
I
haven't seen him look starched in the fight. He always looked good. He got good reflex. And his punch resistance, even though he's been hurt, he's been able to, fight through it and deal with what he had to do.
Camboso's fight. Do you remember those pictures?
Yeah.
The weigh-in?
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was bad.
Yeah, I remember that. I mean, there's a point to that. I think Pacquiao the only person I ever seen, go up in weight and all of a sudden he got knockout power. So, and I think that was from some snack packs. I don't think that was because he just naturally felt better. But there's something. I mean, he might be with Victor Conte too now, ain't he? Haney? Was he with the snack crew?
No.
He looked like it though. I seen his pictures. Like he looked cut up like a bag of dope.
Oh, you talking about
Haney now?
Haney was with Victor. Victor passed.
Oh, he passed. Damn.
Victor passed a couple weeks back.
Didn't even know, man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Vic. But Haney moving up in weight, might help him feel better. But I just don't believe that fighters move up in weight and suddenly they got KO power now. You know what I mean? I think Haney is who he's been. He's a sharp puncher who can hurt you if he catch you clean, but he's not a thudding puncher. And if he becomes one all of a sudden, and I will start asking questions. If he go in there and fight like a pressure fighter and walk Norman down in this fight, I don't give a fuck how it ends. If he walks Norman down in this fight and it looks crazy doing it, that would be a head scratcher for me, man. But I do think that Haney is winning this fight for sure. I think he's winning this fight. How he wins, that's gonna come down to how Norman adjusts or doesn't. If Norman doesn't adjust, I think it'll be a TKO by the 7th, 8th round. If Norman, having the heart that he has and the size and his fighting ability, if he adjusts, then it might be just a good 12-round fight. I think he'll still win it UD though. I don't think Norman is as much as a threat as people give him credit for, because Haney can choose to fight when he wants to. Meaning he can stay behind his jab, take a round off, and still win a round on points with his jab and just good movement. Norman can't do that. Norman has to fight you he has to make it a fight in order for him to win this fight. I don't think he's going to outpoint Haney just off a straight up, unless he hurts him. You're not going to outpoint Haney in most rounds. You know what I'm saying? So I think Haney should be the favorite, but I think they're giving it to him because of the size. But I'm betting on Haney.
How important is the stab to the body to Dev in his game plan
when you fight a guy that's stationary, keeps his hands high guard and stationary, even if you're not hurting him, you can slow him down and you can dictate the distance and the pace of the fight by using your jab to the body, especially if you got a good one like Dev has. And you can win 2-3 rounds. You can put 2-3 rounds in the bank easily with just that. You know what I mean? If you look back at Diego Corrales versus Floyd Mayweather, Diego Corrales is dangerous as hell, but Floyd kept him at bay by stabbing him to the body repeatedly. And even if he's not hurting him, he's stopping him in his tracks so that he can't counter or can't close ground or close distance as often as he wants to. So if it doesn't hurt you, it at least closes the door to opportunities from your ops. So I think that that jab to the body is important. Now coming back up and not getting clipped on your way out is also important. And Haney, has a habit of doing that too. So if he establishes that jab to the body, though, I think he can definitely control the pace of the fight. Definitely going to control. Distance is in Haney's favor. Jab is in Haney's favor. Athleticism is in Haney's favor. Explosiveness, punching power, and maybe punch resistance may be in Norman's favor. But how many opportunities is he going to get to use his explosiveness if he can't get into the range often enough to hurt Haney? And I don't think Norman has one punch knockout power regularly. He might with Haney coming up in weight because he's a smaller guy. But I think Norman's going to need attrition in order to hurt Haney. So his game plan should be close the distance early, work the body early, slow Haney down, and then make it a fight. If he could do that, it can go in Norman's favor. But I think Haney will stay behind that jab early in the fight. And I think the early rounds should go to Haney unless he gets caught in an exchange.